Today, I'd like to talk about two new communities or places you can go to socialize with other podcasters in the podcast industry. One of them is, well, not really new. It's the podcastindex.social Mastadon channel. Mastadon is, let's just sum it up real briefly, an open source alternative to Twitter and social networks in general. It has your traditional timeline. Fed by the time that things were posted versus a algorithmic ad-driven timeline. That's on the right-hand side here. And on the left-hand side is the new Discord channel for the podcasting community, spearheaded by none other than Ariel Nissenblatt, which she also spearheaded the Twitter community, which still exists, by the way. I haven't cast my vote in either direction because I just don't know where the chips will fall. And for me, as a podcast creative, I kind of need to be everywhere in the space to keep a pulse on what everyone's doing. So you'll see me personally bouncing around everywhere. But I want to just highlight these two so that you know that these are the two options or two new options that are available to you and why you might want to join them. Let's start with podcastindex.social. I'm highlighting that one because in the world of podcasting, it's the one that I spend most of my time in, because that's where a lot of the discussion around podcasting 2.0 features, enhancements are all happening. You've probably heard me talk about this on the channel before, especially if you're a Castos customer. You know all about sort of the features that we release around this. This is a place where a lot of that dialogue is happening. Mastodon has many servers that one can join. And it's all federated. You can all see this conversation happening by joining these different instances. I'm really just simplifying the explanation here. But Mastodon gives you that ability to sort of, bounce around into different rooms, if you will, but I'll see it on a single timeline. The interesting thing here is, why I'm an advocate for Podcasting 2.0 is because it's open source and it is something that everyone can give back by, just having general conversations, filing a GitHub ticket, writing code, promoting this stuff. The same thing exists in Mastodon. When everyone's leaving Twitter and they're choosing to vote with Mastodon, much like you choose to use WordPress for your website, you're saying, I'm supporting open source. And that's really important. And I think open source and RSS feeds and podcasting are very, very similar. So if you're into that world, index.social is where I would point you to, and then find, your favorite choice of other, pockets of podcasting community to join. On the Discord side, because at one point, Castos spun up a Discord server, and we still have one, and I'm probably going to reshape the way that we engage on Discord. For a lot of people, they hear Discord, they see Discord, and they're like, oh my God, this is for video gamers. And yes, this is where the product started, still largely where the product is, being shaped around. But Discord is a fantastic alternative, to Twitter, to Slack, to other chat platforms. As somebody who has run multiple Discord servers before for professional reasons, it's amazing on building out the feature set of well beyond Slack at the free level. There's so much more you can do with interactivity, with tagging, with labeling, with live events, with live audio, with live video. There's so much you can do in Discord, and I really appreciate that as a software user. So the podcasting community, I'll link up how you get connected to that below in the description. They have a lot of fun stuff inside the Discord for resources, for marketing, for self-promotion. I just promoted, as you see up right here on the screen, the recent episode with Audience, featuring Alan Clark, hosted by Stuart Barefoot here at Castos. There's just a ton of opportunity to connect in real time. I would say the biggest detractor is there's a lot going on in Discord. You can get notified by a bunch of stuff all happening. Like if you don't really care about some of these other channels here, you're constantly getting notified, and you can mute things and customize your experience a little bit. But there's just a lot going on, for better or worse, depending on how you want to interact on social. And the podcast community Discord server isn't the only podcast server that's out there on Discord. I know at one point Evo Terra had his. I think he still has his. There's other podcast communities I'm sure you can find on Discord, again, much like Mastodon. So if you're thinking about sort of finding an alternative to Twitter, I wanted to let you know about the Discord server. I wanted to let you know about podcastindex.social on the Mastodon side if you're getting into Mastodon. And then, again, what complements both of these environments. Podcast Index, if you really want to talk about podcasting 2.0 and the open source movement of that, RSS, podcast publishing, great source for that. And on the Discord side, podcast community, sort of taking that from Twitter and moving it to Discord, or at least having in parallel, is another great opportunity for you to connect with others. So there you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Where are you going on Mastodon? Where are you going on Discord? Where are you going on Twitter? Are you staying on Twitter? Are you trying LinkedIn? LinkedIn for podcasters? I don't know. I might dip my toe over there and see what happens. All right. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you like it. I know you do. And we'll see you in the next video.